This man was trapped upside down inside a cave for 27 hours, and even the most skilled rescuers came to save him. But then something happened that shocked everyone to their core. If you have a weak heart, do not watch this video, as this story is so terrifying that even the bravest people feel fear. This is the most unusual and terrifying death in caving history. The story of Nutty Putty Cave. On November 24, 2009, a 26-year-old man named John Edward, who lived in Utah, USA, took leave from his job and went straight to his home in Utah. Upon meeting his family, they all decided to do something exciting for the vacation. They planned to explore Nutty Putty Cave, a decision that was about to become the most horrifying experience of their lives. The entire family planned to enter Nutty Putty Cave at 8 p.m. on November 24th and return home after a few hours. But what happened inside was beyond anyone's imagination. Although John was visiting this cave for the first time, he had some caving experience from childhood when he used to explore caves with his younger brother, Josh. Inside the cave, there is a particularly challenging section known as the birth canal, which is extremely narrow and tight. Even experienced cavers struggle to pass through, as their hips and shoulders often get stuck. No matter how hard they try, they cannot free themselves without the help of a rescue team. Because of such dangers, this cave was closed for years and had only reopened in March 2009 with new rules and regulations. The new rules required that 1. A permit must be obtained 21 days before entering the cave. 2. Each group must have at least 2 experienced cavers. Since John and his 13-year-old younger brother Josh were experienced cavers, they received permission to enter. On the night of November 24th, the family arrived at the cave entrance, which was only 30 inches wide, and entered the cave at 8 p.m. For the first hour, everything went smoothly. Everyone confidently moved forward. But then, John, Josh, and 2 of their friends stopped at an area called Big Slide. Looking at the cave map, they decided to visit the most challenging part, the birth canal, located in the deepest section of the cave. This passage was so tight that only a few people had ever managed to pass through it. It was believed that after crossing a long, narrow tunnel, there would be another tight passage. If they could get through that, they would reach a small room where they could turn around and return. However, even experienced cavers feel suffocated in this passage and often panic. John and his younger brother Josh found what they thought was the birth canal and entered it. But they made a mistake. The path they took was not the birth canal. They had actually entered the wrong passage, but they had no idea. John moved 15 feet forward, maneuvering his body carefully around several rocks. Being fit and flexible, he was able to twist and fold his body to progress through the tunnel. At this point, John had entered an extremely tight section known as the corkscrew. The further he moved, the narrower the passage became, making it impossible for him to turn back. John thought he was in the birth canal and assumed that, as per the map, a small room would appear ahead, allowing him to turn around. But as he moved forward, things went horribly wrong. By now, John had reached the corkscrew section, which could only be crossed by extremely small and flexible people with advanced caving skills. Very few had ever managed to pass through. A sharp 90-degree left turn was required to proceed, making the passage even more dangerous. Just 5 years earlier, in 2004, a 16-year-old boy named Brock Clark had also gotten stuck in the corkscrew section. He was only 5 feet 7 inches tall and weighed 63 kilograms. Yet it took 14 hours to rescue him. John was at the exact same spot, but he was 6 feet tall and weighed 90 kilograms. Unlike Brock, John had no option to turn around due to the extremely tight space. As he moved deeper, he unknowingly entered an even smaller tunnel, thinking that the small room was just ahead. John's headlamp revealed a hole, giving him hope that he had found the room where he could turn. But this was the biggest and final mistake of his life. As he pushed himself forward, his head got stuck inside the hole. The passage was too small, and he was now trapped in an unknown section of the cave. John was now completely upside down, his head pointing downward, his feet stuck above at a 70-degree angle. The space around him was just 18 inches wide, about the size of a laptop screen. His arms were trapped. One was bent against his chest, and the other was completely useless. He tried pushing himself up, but exhaustion and friction made it impossible. Realizing the danger, he shouted to Josh, telling him not to follow and to go get help. Josh turned around and exited the cave as fast as possible, alerting rescue teams. Rescuers arrived, but the situation was critical. Medical experts warned that being upside down for too long could cause organ failure within 8 hours due to blood circulation issues. A female rescuer, Susie, entered first, tying a rope around her feet to prevent herself from getting stuck. She reached John after 9 hours and tried pulling him out, but friction made it impossible. After 2 hours of failed attempts, the rescue team devised a plan. They would install a pulley system to slowly pull John out. But the extremely tight tunnel made it nearly impossible to install the equipment. Despite hours of effort, John remained trapped. As the hours passed, the rescuers fought against time, but the cave refused to let go of its grip. The tragic fate of John Edwards serves as a haunting reminder of the dangers hidden beneath the surface. If you found this story gripping, make sure to like this video and subscribe to Docutainment for more real-life mysteries, shocking events, and unbelievable true stories. Hit the bell icon so you never miss an upload. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay curious, stay safe.